Hey, Cancer. I am doing another energy check for you. And we are going to do an old wise tree spread here. We're calling in your angels and guides of the highest vibrations of love and light. Because I don't want to talk to anyone else. And we're looking at what's coming for you, what's ahead. We're going to take a look at the whole shebang. Okay. Here we go, Cancer. You know, I already feel like something's going on. The first thing that I'm looking at, I usually don't see this very first off, but I'm looking at your outcome. And we'll clarify this as we go around. But the first thing that's coming up is the outcome. And I feel like somebody else is really disappointed because of a decision that you make. I feel like somebody is feeling really regretful about something that you've decided to do. Let's check this out. Okay, so actually that makes a lot of sense because the big picture is talking about you moving on to less troubled waters. You're moving on from something that wasn't awesome, and you're moving on to something that is much more awesome. Oh, wow. And here, happening now and into the near future, you are regaining any kind of energy, time, effort that you have been drained. You're recouping all of your lost resources. So here you are, the heart of the situation. This is some kind of cup being offered to you, some kind of opportunity, some kind of communication. And it is like the Wheel of Fortune. You have just hit the jackpot. This is divine timing. So, some kind of divine timing offer is helping you to regain any kind of lost resources, and it's helping level you up and move you out of a situation that wasn't for you. Let's check this out. Okay. So you're coming from this place of already being on another path, already ready for the next journey, which I love. Your higher self is talking about being on the other side of a feeling of turmoil, a feeling of, oh, I'm hearing turmoil and rejection. But this is also like a big disappointment and a big betrayal, but being on the other side of it. Your angels and guides are talking about, and I know how much cancers, especially, but I know how ridiculous it is to be like, oh, wow, you're so strong. It's like, yeah, is that really a compliment? I mean, it is, but ultimately, what that means is that you have gone through so much that you have strength. You're still standing. So, yeah, you're stronger for it. Is that really that awesome? But what this really means is you really have been through some life. You have gained a lot of wisdom. You now have the capacity to hold and transmute pain. And this is, I'm hearing somebody say this is about strong character as well. And I feel like this has to do too with you being able to read other people. Like you are a good judge of character. That's what I'm hearing too. So totally ready to move on from something. And I'm hearing this song. Oh, I don't even remember who sings this, but it's something about like all the things I've lost on you. Here's a drink to all the things I've lost on you, or something like that. Okay. And this is your advice. Your advice is the Five of Swords reversed. So this is like a mentally manipulative experience. Somebody's like tried to manipulate the crap out of you. And your advice, it's reversed. It's to recognize what you've been through, what you've sifted out, what you've concluded, how you got clarity. Recognize that is what happened. You are validated. So basically, it's like just a lot of validation about what you figured out from being, mentally manipulated, or at least someone tried to do that. Release the idea this is a double release. This is like release all of these burdens. This is kind of a funny way that they're saying this. When I see the 10 of Wands reversed, it's like you're already releasing all of these burdens that you've been carrying for someone else. But in this case, it feels like release the bubble of release. Like, get so far away from it. This is so over. This is so far gone. This is so behind you. You are so past this. I'm hearing all those things. Like, you're way ahead of the game at this point. You're way on the other side of this. All right. So I have resistance to seeing things totally differently, or I have resistance to acting out these new concepts. What was once true isn't any longer true. And so I'm having some resistance in acting that out. I feel like that's why your advice is here. It's like, hold up, remember what you've been through. Remember what's made you strong. Remember how this affected your heart. And this resistance, I want to know more about this resistance. Yeah. Okay. This resistance and all this stuff that came up that made you realize what the truth actually is in present time, what made you stronger, also brought about a lot of things that were held way down in your subconscious. It brought out a lot of truths, not just from your past and your subconscious and your childhood, but I think this is just a really hard pill to swallow, so to speak. That's such a weird thing to say. I don't even know where that came from. Hard pill to swallow. It's really difficult, this truth that you discovered. It is disappointing, but still, I don't feel like this is your disappointment, but we're going to get up there. This again is just acknowledging the hardship that you've been through, and you're through it. You've gotten through it. This does look like it has to do with some kind of relationship. Here's the past, and here's the Lover's card reversed. So there's some kind of separation here. And check this out. In your present time energy, here's the Married King, and here's the King of Wands reversed. I have an idea that there are two kings here, and one of them is solid, safe, secure, honest, and one of them is looking for what they're looking for what they want. They're looking for what they're looking for. They're not concerned about the whole situation. They're not concerned about you. They're not concerned about what happened in the past. I think this is that past person not concerned about what you've gone through. And this offer, this Wheel of Fortune, I'm going to look at this. Okay, I have a couple of layers that are coming through here, so I'm going to get some more clarification. But somebody's offering you something. They could very possibly be offering you this jackpot, this divine timing, this divine thing. And they're saying, this is also Cancer, your card, the Chariot. This is like, jump on. They're going really fast. They're offering a lot of things really fast. Ooh, okay. I get it. There are layers here, because I feel like this Married King or this really solid king is offering you some things. And I also feel like this person who's just looking out for themselves is offering some things too. And one of them is too good to be true. You've already identified it, and you've already said no, or you've already not taken that opportunity. Tell me more about that. Right. You're like, there's a passionate new endeavor here. Someone's offering some kind of passionate new endeavor. And you're like, I totally see that that's a one-way ticket. I totally see that this person is out for themselves. And I'm not doing that. I gotta say, that's the person that's in regret. That's the person who's trying to come correct, clean some things up. They want to be victorious. I feel like this person has lost some things. Yeah. They've lost love in a big way. Their disappointment isn't just from the past here that they have created. Their disappointment, they've lost some other things too that they're not really sharing with you. Let's check this out a little bit more. I want to look at this person's energy. What is motivating this person? And they're trying to do some self-care. They're trying to build themselves back up. They're trying to fight for what they believe in, accept that what they believe in is, there's a sense of entitlement here. Yeah. Here's a 7, here's a 7. They're reevaluating. They're evaluating what their options are, and they've lost an option, and now they're coming back around and acting like they can get through all of the stuff that happened in the past that was really manipulative and really not very transparent. And I think you figured some of that stuff out, and it was difficult to figure out. It was not difficult as in it was really hard to find out what was going on. Difficult as in when you found out, it really sucked. That kind of difficult. And you're like beyond it, away from it. I want to ask your higher self more about what's going on. You're like, a door has opened, and I'm hearing something about trust. Oh, okay. And this Hierophant reversed is like, somebody's asking you to trust something that's not fully up leveled and committed. They're asking you to trust something that's not true because they want to have fun and they miss you and they want to have fun with you. You're fun, but check it out. This is really, here's the 10 of Pentacles reversed. Excuse me, Cancer. This is about dysfunctional dynamics. What's up with this person? Why are they so, they keep coming up as someone who's out for themselves, someone who's manipulative, someone who's not thinking about everybody. They're just thinking about themselves. They just want to make sure that they walk away with everything. They want to be okay. If you're not okay, guess what? That's really not their concern. That is a hard pill to swallow, whatever. That's a weird saying, but oh, okay. I want to ask your angels and guides more about what's going on here. They're showing us the Strength card and how you truly have figured some things out about yourself and about how to alchemize pain and how to hold space for others because of it. And your angels and guides are talking about you being able to make very clear decisions. Yeah, about people who come in who have oppression, abuse, addiction, energy in their field. So I feel like you're very clearly seeing what's going on here, and you're methodically working that out for yourself. I like that. You're moving slowly instead of jumping in the pool with any kind of decisions. You're going forward. It looks like this does look like it was a situation where there was soul pod or soulmate type energy with that 6 of Cups reversed. And you're like, I feel like I've said this like before, even recently, but this is like really having to release a soulmate type relationship. And this is also, our soulmates can be some of our best teachers. You know, they come in to help us learn these lessons. And this seems like a doozy. Cancer seems like a doozy. So this is going back and forth, but what I really feel like, this is a tangible going back and forth. Maybe for some of you, you're literally going back and forth to make this decision, but I kind of feel like this is having one foot in one world and one foot in another world, living in 3D and living in 4D, 5D, and kind of deciding how you want as above, so below to be. Tell me more about that. Yeah, there's a lot of conflict here, or a lot of stress. There's a lot of, I also feel like this 4D dream world, there's a lot of communication in the 4D dream world. Tell me about that, right? I feel like the soulmate relationship, um, I feel like it's possible that it's very active in 4D if you're into that kind of thing. And I feel like there's a decision that you're making whether or not to participate in that, because it does take time and energy and effort from you and from what you are manifesting. I want to take a look at the Six of Swords. Moving forward, how are you moving forward into a better state, into a better place? This is you being action oriented. All of this is about your thoughts. This is also really being able to move on and carry on. And it's getting what you've manifested, but you've worked really hard for it. This is about being action oriented in your thoughts. And this is about, I feel like you're acknowledging the end of a cycle that was beautiful at one time, but ended up not so much because of this manipulation. I want to get some more advice. And the advice is listen to what you can trust. So here, your advice is talking about all of the truth that you sought, that you acquired. Again, with all of these thoughts, all this stuff, a lot of the stuff is in your head. This is about clear thinking. All the information that you gained, trust it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. So you've got this 10 of cups over here reversed, and it's like, recognize that's the end of a cycle. And it was good at one time, but then there was all of this manipulation. And this, for your advice, here's the 10 of swords. It's like, if that 10 of cups reversed wasn't your symbol, here it is. It's like, recognize that you were stabbed in the back. You were betrayed. You don't owe anyone anything. Cancer. Love you, but you don't owe anyone anything. And here you are, and this is also your advice. And it's like, just observe. No chasing involved. Just watch. Just watch. Just watch and see what happens. I also feel like this person who was saying that they were once only looking out for themselves, I feel like they're saying, it's like they have a split personality almost. And they're like, hey, I'm solid and stable and grounded, and I know what I want, and I have everything together. Oh, but this is showing up too. And that's just that they're just not telling you the whole story, Cancer. I also heard this earlier, and I'm going to say it out loud. I don't think this is for everyone, but for some, they don't know. They don't realize what they're doing. That is not an excuse. And that doesn't mean that you can help them see it. Just saying. But there's that. There's this whole manipulative, I'm out for myself energy that's very prominent here. And I feel like that also is a feeling of desperation. Somebody's desperate because they've lost something, and they're trying to get it back. And this is also somebody who's talking about addictions still. Somebody, this could be like addicted to energy, but it also could be addicted to substances. We've got the Temperance and it's reversed. This is somebody who is not fully balanced, not coming from a place of communication in a balanced way. And there's a lot of healing that's going to be happening here. This is the trajectory. This is on into the future. I really do love that. Tell me more about this healing. They're going to heal. Okay, this is a two-way thing. Talk about soulmates again. You're helping each other heal. You did a lot of healing work because you had to go through the stuff that made you stronger. They're going to be doing a lot of healing work too. because they're not getting exactly what it is that they're asking for. And again, I want to say things are half illuminated. And kind of this half thing, it's like the split personality. I even want to say maybe sometimes this person, because of this temperance reversed, sometimes this person does feel more solid and on, grounded on foundation that's solid, but then sometimes they're not, and they're very selfish, and they won't take no for an answer, and they just want what they want, and they're not really thinking about what's good for anybody else but themselves. And this is also them being stuck in the past and not being able to look forward into the future. I also feel like there are other, yeah, and I feel like you're clear on that too. There are other things that are going on that are hidden, and they're not telling you the whole story. Well, dang, Cancer. That was a lot. Let's look at energy you don't see coming. Energy you don't see coming. Coffin. Journey. Marriage. Message. Concern. I feel like cycle is closed. Cycle has come to an end. I feel like there's one cycle ends and another one begins. I feel like it's the same thing. I gotta tell you, Cancer, I also feel like there's somebody who is possibly already with someone else, and they're reaching out to you. There's that. And I also feel like someone's also reaching out and offering a connection that is cause for concern. So jumping in the pool is not an awesome idea, but some cycle ended for this person, and then they're starting the cycle again. And I feel like it's going in the direction of just be careful what you're agreeing to. But this Queen of Swords up here is indicating that you already know what this is, and it's not necessarily, it's nothing that you're very clear about what's going on around you. I'm not worried about you, Cancer, because you know what's going on. Nobody's pulling the wool over your eyes. Let's take a look at some advice from your angels and guides. You know what? Before we do that, what I really want to do, it just went this way. I want to know what this person wants to say to you. What does this person want you to know that perhaps they haven't told you? I am not available. I feel you leaving me behind. I left when I saw you with someone. I know I was a distraction from your pain. Now I want to find some advice from the angels and guides. Cancer, if this reading is for you, you are going to know it. It's going to be obvious. Just saying. And show the world the real you. You know what I also feel like, Cancer? The reason why this is even coming out, I feel like someone has perhaps misrepresented you. Take time to breathe out. Your hard work is paying off. And conclusions are within reach. All right, Cancer, there you have it. I will see you in your next reading.